everybody. Thanks for stopping by and visiting with the Happy Stamper today. I am making another birthday card for my son who's going to yet another birthday party. So I pulled out my Sports Mania cricket cartridge, and the little boy that we are making this for is a soccer nut. So I went to page 32 and I am doing this boy who is kicking the ball, and it says soccer is life. So let's get started, and I will put this together for you. Now this is a big card. I took a 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and I have, let me grab the little boy, I folded it in half. So my end result will be 5.5 by 8.5. And I wanted to do a bigger card for this boy because I am also doing a bookmark that I want to put inside. So I'm just going to use my Zig 2-way glue pen. I may use this little one. I have a fine tip one, and I also have the bigger one. And my fine tip one seems to be gummed. Holy cow. Oh wait, that's not my... Time out. Time out. All right, well now I can't find it. So let's go back to this one. Oh, I should have been more prepared for you guys. Oh well, it happens. Anyway, so I cut this out. My soccer player is cut out at 5 3/4, and I first cut it out on blackout in the white, if you can see it on there. And then I cut it out in the blue. It's hard to see on my white paper. And I cut it out. This is kind of a turquoise blue. And I have layered that on my white, which was blackout. And then I used a navy blue. Also, this is a Stampin' Up! Navy blue. My Stampin' Up! Paper was not cutting well today in my Cricut, so I took it out and I just used some, cheapo Georgia Pacific that I picked up at Walmart, and it worked great. So you got to go with what works. Okay, so there is my soccer boy all ready to go. I've gone ahead and I cut out the word soccer is life. I sponged around it with my Stampin' Up! Tempting Turquoise and just a sponge, so we'll put that on last. And I also have cut out my layers. I used Tempting Turquoise for my first mat, and I simply go in 1/4 of an inch all the way around for each layer. Oh my goodness, look at this! I am having adhesive trouble today. Woo, 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 woo. Red alert. Okay. So I'm going to layer this on my green cardstock. And I pulled the colors from this mat. And this comes from the Die Cuts with a View pack. And this is stack number 6. And I just love these papers. They have a variety of different styles, from kids stuff to teenagers. It's really versatile. So I just pulled my colors from that and went with the green and the turquoise. So if you're not quite sure what colors to use, just look at what you've got. Pick your inspiration piece and then pull colors from that. And then I cut out some grass, and I just did this by freehand. I'm not going to, I was going to try to do it from the Cricut cartridge, and it was just a lot easier for me to do it by hand. And then I'm just going to touch up a little bit along these little fine reeds of grass that I cut, just to make sure it all stays down nicely. Like so. And I'm going to put this at the bottom of my pattern paper. And again, it's 5.5 inches wide. And I believe I made it 2.5 inches tall. Okay. and I'm going to mount my soccer player on my paper, and I am going to be popping him up with some pop dots. But I first want to kind of get my soccer word slanted so I know where to put this and make everything fit nicely. So I'm going to put that there. And now I'm going to go ahead and pop up with my pop dots the soccer boy. And some of these, if you know you need them in a smaller place, you just cut them in half. And that always works. All right. Goodness, I'm having such adhesive problems today. Holy cats. Okay. All right. So let's get these adhesive squares or pop dots off my boy. This is always my favorite part because if you don't have nails, then they're really hard to get off. And I have a nail salon right around like 10 feet from my desk. So I'll have to make an appointment with myself. Okay, so I'm going to layer my soccer boy. I think right there looks good. And I'm going to use the word is, and I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm also going to use the word life. Sticky, sticky. And I'm going to put this right down here. And then if you have one of these little handy dandy adhesive remover squares, I highly recommend it. As you've seen before in some previous videos, I use this a lot whenever I use my Xyron machine. And you can find these at Michael's. Stamping Up has one. They're just rubber, and it gets all the schmug off from in between some of the really tiny pieces where the adhesive doesn't make a smooth break. So, for example, like in between here. It just cleans it up really nicely, very quickly, super easily, and I highly, highly recommend this and use mine all the time. So that is my card for you today. Just quickly, I wanted to show you, I tried using my Martha Stewart scoreboard to make an envelope. Couldn't figure it out, didn't work. But what I did do was, out of frustration, I finally made my own. This isn't it. This one is, and it's much nicer. But what I did was I laid it out, and I simply folded it in like so. And then I touched up the edges and cut this out. So if you don't have a Martha Stewart scoreboard, this is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. That's the size you would need to do a 9-inch envelope for a card this size. So just an option if you don't have one. And that is my card for our friend who is celebrating his birthday today. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And it gives you some more boy ideas, because I know I always need those too. So get out that Sports Mania cartridge, guys. Alrighty, I hope you're having a fantabulous day. Thank you so much again for stopping by, and have a wonderful week. Alright, guys, take care. Bye.